A very good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the 2022 COMPUTEX Global Press Conference. It's great seeing friends from the press and the industry around the world here on site as well online. Today, the panel discussion will be focusing on digital resilience of global ICT industry. We are very honored to have our panelists with us. Please kindly give your greetings when I call upon your name. First, let's welcome Mr. James Wang, Chairman of Hydra. Welcome. Thank you. And also, let's welcome Mr. Paul Pan, Chairman of Taipei Computer Association. Welcome, Mr. Pan. And also, we have other panelists who will join us online. Mr. Barry Lam, Founder and Chairman of Quanta Computer. Welcome, Mr. Lam. Dr. Xue Zhike, Director of Delta Research Center. Welcome, Dr. Xue. And Mr. C.K. Zheng, President of Taiwan. Welcome, Mr. Zheng. Mr. Ken Sun, General Manager of Microsoft Taiwan. Welcome, Mr. Sun. And thank you all for joining us today. Ladies and gentlemen, and all our online viewers, welcome to the COMPUTEX 2022 Global Press Conference. COMPUTEX finally resumed after 2 years suspension due to the COVID pandemic. This year, COMPUTEX is prepared to go above and beyond your expectations. And now, let's begin with a video of COMPUTEX 2022.
Hey, are you all right? For a long time, you've been hurt. Through the transition of history, you witnessed changes and suffered from them. The world at a standstill is your silent protest. Out of your benevolence, the world came into a new norm. A power of change is starting to shift the world. A power of change is starting to shape the future. Statistics are more than numbers. They provide meanings and insights. Fear of the unknown is gone. With a new friend, we can brainstorm, build a career, and take on the last journey of life together. Fear of being alone will be overcome. Even in the face of adversity, our resilience can guide us through challenges to live a good life. No more vulnerability. It's more than one world. We can now experience and feel virtual reality in a different universe. Imagination will be liberated. Creativity will be seen with growing influence. Crossovers become possible. Talent will no longer go unnoticed. Every action we take centers around sustainability for the better present and future. Civilization will do no harm. A power of change. Change is everywhere. In COMPUTEX, we develop global technology ecosystems and promise a better tomorrow. Hey, you won't be just all right. You will be awesome.
Let's give a big round of applause to welcome James to come up to the stage. Welcome, James.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm very delighted to have the media and ICT industry leaders to join this COMPUTEX 2022 Global Press Conference. The global ICT sector has been forced to adapt to a series of challenges during the pandemic, and so has COMPUTEX. I'm pleased to announce that COMPUTEX will finally return to the showground after a 2-year break. This show will be hybrid and continue its positioning for building global technology ecosystems. We engineer this tech-forward platform to unlock future trends, as well as to create worldwide buzz around product debuts. We hope COMPUTEX will bring more business opportunities, like connecting global ICT ecosystems When it comes to opportunities, futurist Thomas Frey foresees an upcoming period of great opportunity. He expects that the next 20 years will see humanity change more than in any other period of human history. In 2019, we could not have anticipated current critical issues, such as the supply chain crisis and energy shortage caused by the COVID-19 pandemic and war in Ukraine. These challenges are currently reshaping the global economy and affect industries ranging from semiconductor to automotive to energy. These challenges are also accelerating the shift from global to regional sourcing that already underway from recent events like the US-China trade war, COVID-induced disruptions, and port congestion. We are experiencing the biggest shift in supply chains ever. Perpetual disruption is the new normal. However, coping with uncertainty is definitely possible. Companies need to stress test their supply chains. Developing resilient strategies will carry the enterprises over through the next critical issue. Thank you.
Thank you very much, James. Please return back to your seat. And this year, COMPUTEX will be held from May 24th to 27th, featuring 6 main themes: accelerating intelligence, connecting X experience, digital resilience, innovative computing, innovations and startups, and sustainability. We are very thrilled and excited to announce that various events will be covered this year. COMPUTEX CEO keynote and forum, delivering by worldwide tech giants, will provide you a comprehensive view of the industry future. In addition, diverse activities such as global procurement meetings, live studio, guided tour are planned to create an excellent visitor experience for you. So please do stay with us to explore more about the COMPUTEX 2022 hybrid. And now we are going to have the panel discussion. I would like to invite James as our moderator. James, please come up to the stage.
Hello, media friends. Today we are very honored to have the leaders of cutting-edge global tech companies to share their insights and their practical experiences to help us better navigate the pandemic challenges that lie before us. Now, allow me to introduce Mr. Paul Penn, Chairman of the Taipei Computer Association, co-organizer of COMPUTEX, and Paul is also the Chairman and CEO of AU Optronics AUO. Please welcome Paul to join us on the stage. And next we have Mr. Barry Lam, founder and chairman of Quanta Computer. And Barry made the first computer in Taiwan. And he has been leading Quanta in its new phase of reinventing the company with AI, 5G, and the metaverse. Please welcome Barry to join us online. Hi Barry, thank you for joining us. And next we have Dr. Zike Che, Director of Delta Research Center. Dr. Che currently leads the Delta Research Center in developing advanced technologies and product-grade application services and solutions. Welcome Dr. Che to join us. And next we have Mr. C.K. Zheng, President of ARM Taiwan. CK is responsible for ARM's business, strategy, and operation in Taiwan. Let's welcome CK to join us online. And next we have Mr. Ken Sun, General Manager of Microsoft Taiwan. Ken is helping to build Microsoft's vibrant ecosystems in Taiwan with small and medium-sized business, startups, and partners, all the way to global industry leaders. Let's welcome Ken to join us. Well, ladies and gentlemen, for ICT industries, this is the best of times. This is also the worst of times. In the past 2 years, we have seen COVID-19 raging the whole world, disruptions of supply chains, geopolitical confrontations such as US-China trade war, and most recently, war in Ukraine. But we have also seen the adoption of new technologies such as AI, IoT, 5G, growing data volumes, faster network and processing speed that are likely to augment our capabilities that we didn't have just a few years ago. So, Paul, ICT is the largest sector in the world, and in a more divided world, how can we respond to these challenges under China's lockdown and the war in Ukraine?
Hi, glad to see you again. We definitely see these challenges as a great opportunity to look back on ourselves and think for more potential in the future. In terms of AUO, as a leading display solution provider, we continue to follow the bifacial transformation strategy. In the Go Premium part, we continue to invest in the R&D of advanced display technology such as the fine-pitch LED video wall, micro LED, and many next generations display. So this advanced display technology plays an important role when providing an immersive experience, especially in the metaverse applications. In terms of the Go vertical, we see increasing needs of better human-machine interface in various verticals. For example, in hybrid operating room, telemedicine, and distance learning, we aim to co-work with ecosystem partners more closely and jointly realize the value of collaboration and co-creation. From a broader point of view, facing the global challenges such as China's lockdown and war in Ukraine, when long chain became short chain, I especially see better opportunities for Taiwan's ICT industry. Taiwan actually has several advantages in ICT industry, such as reliable supply chain, great talent, and agile economic environment. We should be able to form various ecosystems in ICT industry and speed up the transformation of enterprise in Taiwan from a manufacturer to become a value-added solution provider. Then we can leverage Taiwan as a great experimental environment to invent and realize more viable solutions, and then expand the solutions to the global market. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Paul. That was very encouraging. Now, next, I would like to turn to Barry. Barry, thank you for joining us today. And you are already a legend. You made the first computer in Taiwan, and you founded the Quanta Computer, a global EMS giant known for assembling Apple's MacBook as well as ECU supplier of Tesla. But more than that, Quanta is now being reinvented with AI and 5G. And actually, it was you who initiated Quanta's collaboration with MIT on AI 20 years ago. So, Barry, let me ask you, what are your business strategies in this very dynamic and uncertain world?
Due to the pandemic, consumers need more mobile computing, and cloud computing as well. So the founder achieved good growth in both markets in the past 2 years. We're doing quite all right. For the next wave, I think the market for metaverse computing will be essential. So for the market change, we will become a platform provider rather than a device provider. So the business model will be getting more complicated for us. However, we will deliver more value to our customers. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Barry. Now, let me turn to my friend CK. CK, how are you doing today?
I'm doing okay.
Great.
Just I cannot join you in person.
It's quite all right. CK, ARM is a major player in the semiconductor IP market, and Taiwan is a global ICT powerhouse. So could you share with us some successful stories of partnering with Taiwanese companies to cope with current challenges?
Sure, James. If you look at this session today, actually this is the good example of how we demonstrate to fight the digital resilience, right? Because if you look at us, we join online and audience are online as well and offline. So it's an interesting combination. And the whole pandemic has created unprecedented pressure and impact to the human beings. For example, earlier you talked about it, like in China, it already created a huge supply chain problem for everyone. And when you encounter a situation like this, you're gonna regret that if you didn't set up the lights-off factories or the unmanned warehouse or smart retail. So all above use cases gonna require a lot of computing and AI. So, as the most pervasive computing platform, we need to find a new way to serve our partners who already apply our solution from AI sensors in the Amazon rainforest to track, monitor, observe animal behaviors to the data processor units installed in the data center in the west coast of Taiwan. So that's a reason that we begin to think how we can change our business model. So our traditional business model is more like a la carte, that kind of model. You order what you want, and we deliver the IP technology to you. However, with the insatiable demand of on computing, we need to step back and think how can we serve our customer broadly and allow our customer to exert their creativities on top of our computing. And that's a reason a couple of years ago we launched a new business model. We call this AFA, Flexible Access. What does it mean? It changed our business model entirely from a la carte type of model to a buffet type of model. So imagine our customer, they will need to access Cortex A53 CPU IP, but before they tap out, they may change their mind. They say, "Oh, I would like to change my design to a battery-powered device, and hence I need to lower the spec of my CPU." And in the last minute, he need to change his spec to like Cortex M3. For such case, you don't need to pay any IP license fee until the mass production stage. So this is a brand new business model. It gonna enable our partners to accelerate their innovation on top of technologies. And not just that, we also launched a new business model called AFA for startups. What does it mean? It means that our startup customers, they don't need to pay anything to access tools, service, technologies, support. So that is our continuous commitment to support the startup community. And we have already received a lot of welcoming supporting from the community. For example, like for AFA and AFA for startup combined, we already have more than 20 licensees in Taiwan. And with that, we see more and more demand from the community. That's the reason we collaborate with E3 and sponsored by IDB, 工业局, to create a platform called IC Design Platform to service the global startup company who may not be able to access the backend takeout services, backend design services, and we work with E3 to provide such services to the global startup community. And also to strengthen our support to the AFA partners, we work with our third-party channel partner called COMPUTEX to drive the better engagement to increase the service level of AFA partners. So there are a lot of untapped opportunities, but we together we are liable to unlock the potential of human beings with digital resilience. So with that, back to you, James.
Well, thank you, CK. I'm very happy to hear the new business model of ARM, and I'm sure so are our friends in the industry and startups. Thank you. Now, next, I'd like to turn to Ken. Ken, good to have you with us today. And it has always been Microsoft's mission to empower your customers by offering the best hardware, software experiences. And you mentioned that the pandemic has not only brought digital transformation, but also digital acceleration. So how would you suggest companies build their tech intensity to overcome the pandemic?
Chairman Huang and distinguished panelists, it's an honor to join you virtually. Hope everyone is safe and healthy. As we navigate this new normal, our customers continue to accelerate their digital transformation journey and reimagine business priorities like frontline worker productivity, enhance employee experience, and building a supply chain that's more resilient. Every company must build tech intensity to jumpstart growth. So there are three aspects to tech intensity. First, it's building tech adoption, which every organization will need to be a fast adopter of best-in-class technology. They need to be able to access the latest platform, tools, and training, so they don't have to recreate technology that's already available. Second is tech capability. This means building an organization with a growth mindset, becoming a learning organization. So unleashing the potential of your organization's unique capabilities by building your own digital IP. Finally, tech capability multiplied by tech adoption is exponentially amplified by trust. With the rise in cybersecurity and also the importance of data protection and privacy, choosing a platform and partner you can trust is really foundational to your future success. So we believe there's no going back to the digital adoption from 2 years ago. There's only going forward. And this will require a step change in the level of tech intensity in the years to come.
Well, thank you, Ken. I think we all need to embrace digital acceleration. It's no longer a luxury for only high-tech companies. And yes, you mentioned the key word, one of the key words in the past 2 years, trust. Thank you, Ken. Now, let me turn to Delta, Dr. Chen. Dr. Chen, I know when Mr. Bruce Chen founded Delta in 1971, corporate social responsibility and the care for the environment has been the company's core value since day one. Now, Delta is a global role model for ESG and a major player in automation, smart energy, and EV solutions. And Delta's success has a lot to do with its research center. Dr. Chen, what is your roadmap? What is the key to success in this challenging time?
Thanks for having me. It's a great pleasure to be here virtually. So in the last in the past decade, Delta's business focus has evolved from power electronics subsystem and cooling module toward its more recent focus on full systems and end-to-end solutions. In the area of industrial automation, building automation, electric vehicle powertrain, energy storage system, data center, infrastructure, etc. Accordingly, its corporate research arm, Delta Research Center, DRC, which was established in 2013 and currently has a staff size of 300, is also changing from its earlier focus on creating proprietary solutions for Delta's internal digital transformation towards helping its business groups to develop next generation and brand new product lines. And these brand new product lines are typically in the form of systems, solutions, and services. More specifically, DRC will focus on applying advanced ICT technologies, such as wireless communication and sensing, AI, system software, cybersecurity protection, to emerging societal problems facing us in the next 20 years, including energy storage, vehicle electrification, unmanned vehicle, geriatric care, and most importantly, decarbonization. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Dr. Chen. I think we are very excited to see the research of your center in the coming future. Let me back to Paul. Paul, business disruptions are the new normal now, and the magic word for this new normal is resilience. So how can we build more resilience? And every company, regardless of whether it's in ICT or not, is talking about digital transformation. So how can digital transformation help our industry build more resilience?
Okay. This year's theme of COMPUTEX already told you the answer. Okay. 2022 hybrid. Okay. So let me elaborate more. Taiwan has played an important role in the global ICT supply chain. With more than 40 years of global industry cooperation, Taiwan is recognized as a trustworthy, efficient, and reliable supply chain partner that can help global customers gain competence advantages. In the recent years, many global technology companies have set up R&D centers in Taiwan, leveraging Taiwan's software and hardware engineers to develop a large number of new technologies for AI, IoT, 5G, and embedded systems. This is because Taiwanese engineers are highly skilled and R&D teams are very disciplined and productive. Taiwan's market size for ICT product is quite small, but the internet had connected the global economy and creative workforce. The internet can easily bypass geographical limitations to support global business development, which allows Taiwan's IT service sector to build a strong presence, just as we have done it in the hardware sector. Key technologies such as semiconductor and display technology are the main foundations for Taiwan's industries to develop smart and metaverse applications technologies. Driven by the demands of the Internet of Everything, display interoperability, and local intelligence solutions, edge computing business opportunities such as AI chip, computing in memory, AR, VR, smart vehicles, cockpit, fog computing, server, gateway, and security technologies are all areas where semiconductors are combined with software and security technologies. Are all areas of Taiwan key strengths. Many ICT startups are now developing their business based on this core competence. I do believe that many other smart solutions are under development here. Again, Taiwan ICT industry will be trustworthy partner in the future smart way. So we will rebuild our resilience to overcome the challenges. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Paul. That's very inspiring. I think it's the common mission of Taiwan's ICT industry to work with our global partners to build the resilience together. Thank you. Now, again, let me turn to CK. CK, semiconductor is the backbone in developing new technologies. And what would you advise the ICT sector to do to boost resilience?
Thank you, James. So this pandemic and like a lot of crisis in the world has accelerated human beings to adopt novel approaches, novel technologies, novel ways of working, entertaining, and also learning. In such an environment, it's impossible to work alone. Paul talked about trustworthy, Ken also talked about trust. And one advice I would like to offer is to embrace and trust the open community. So let's take automotive industry as an example. We all know that automotive electronics is going to be the next big thing for ICT. So to enable the next round of innovation, the automotive supply chain has to be more open and supporting the developer to exert their creativities. Last year, took the initiative to unite the automotive OEMs, Tier 1, cloud service providers, software companies, and other key stakeholders to create an open architecture called SOFI to allow developers to develop cloud-native software, including automotive features like real-time functional safety and security. This will then create fantastic user experiences and also brand new business models for the whole automotive industry. I truly believe that by working cohesively to leverage the digitalization, we will be able to strengthen the resilience to overcome the challenges with this pandemic. Thank you, James.
Thank you, CK. Well, I think in the future, it's not only software that will define smart vehicle, software will define our future smart life.
Indeed.
Thank you. Now, next, I'd like to turn to Ken again. Ken, in times of crisis, innovation becomes a necessity, and talents and tools are the key elements. Ken, how should businesses accelerate digital transformation and embrace the cloud?
Thank you, Chairman Wang. So during the pandemic, we see organizations go through three phases: respond, recover, and reimagine. And in the imagine stage, it's all about building resilience and co-inventing the future of the industry. Last year, Microsoft Taiwan launched the Reimagine Taiwan initiative, which is to transform industries with the landing of our 66 data center region in Taiwan, and also the launch of our Microsoft Industry Cloud. We encourage customers to embrace cloud innovation by focusing on three things. One is it really starts with driving a different business outcome. It could mean strengthen the supply chain resistance. It could also mean empowering employees to improve their productivity in the hybrid life that we are all now living and working and learning and playing in. Secondly, leveraging the common data platform. This means breaking down data silos and creating a single source of truth of a data for your organization, and democratizing data and empowering better decision making for all employees. Last but not least, we encourage people to collaborate and co-create new value with the entire ecosystem by turning unique industry domain know-how into new business models and create new value with the ecosystem with data. And I'll close with some examples that we're working on with the panelists today. For example, we're working very closely with Delta to co-sell smart building solutions globally. and with AUO on developing smart manufacturing solutions and smart grid solutions for energy management sustainability. And last but not least, with Quanta to reimagine smart healthcare together. So with that, very glad to have this partnership and really accelerate organizations to adopt digital transformation through the new normal. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Ken. Excellent points. Thank you. Now, again, let me turn to Dr. Che. Dr. Che, how does Delta deal with resilience? And what would be the new normal for IoT technologies?
Thank you. So when we say digital resilience, it typically refers to a corporation's ability to quickly adapt to and navigate around sudden impacts of geopolitical events, natural disasters, or pandemics on its own manufacturing and logistic capabilities and those of its supply chain partners. Such resilience requirements force companies like Delta to take a closer look at how to systematically and methodologically design redundancies and margin into its own manufacturing and logistic process, and in a selection of and management with supply chain partners. More specifically, companies like Delta will be more vigilant and proactive than before by devising comprehensive Plan B or even Plan C for all aspects of its end-to-end business flows, and periodically and rigorously rehearsing them to ensure that they are able to effectively carry the companies over through the next ominous events disrupting the global economy. To effectuate such prescient contingency planning and dynamic adaptation required by digital resilience, the company applies IoT technology extensively to build up real-time and all-encompassing intelligence on business, manufacturing, and supply chain, and then dynamically adjust the operation and management parameters on the fly so as to lower the impact of unexpected adversities and hence maximize its resilience against them.
Well, thank you. I think the future of manufacturing is undeniably digital. Thank you, Dr. Che.
Thank you.
Now, last but not least, let me turn to Barry again. Barry, disruption of supply chains is a major concern for everyone in the ICT industries. Companies need to put their fingers on the pulse of supply and demand to remain agile. So, how would you suggest that company build resilience?
It is not easy to solve the supply disruption problem today because the pandemic and the war come very suddenly. So, but we has been asked to build a more elastic and broader supply chain for our customers. Actually, for a hardware product, we need so many different components to be put together. So we are building a smart manufacturing factory for the future and for the coming years, so that we can continue our production and we can ramp our production very fast to provide resilience. Practically, we are doing this. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Barry. I think smart manufacturing and AI, IoT will definitely the future of the industry. Thank you. Well, Paul, I think this is a very lively and insightful section. And I want to thank all our panelists for sharing your insights and experience. As Albert Einstein once said, you can't use an old map to explore a new world. We definitely need a new map in this uncertain time. And it is COMPUTEX's mission to help you to tackle future challenges. So please, don't forget to join our show tomorrow. And thank you, and have a nice day.
Thank you, James, Paul, and all our online panelists. And now let's invite James, Paul, and all our online panelists to wave goodbye to our online viewers as we look forward to interact with you in person soon. Thank you, Paul and James. Please come back to your seats. Thank you. And COMPUTEX will start from tomorrow now. You will be very welcome to visit the show in person from May 24th to 27th at Taipei Nangang Exhibition Hall 1. So for our overseas visitors, you could also join COMPUTEX Digital Go online from May 24th to June 6th. Once again, thank you for your participation. Goodbye and see you soon.